So I'm super like gonna rely on you guys. I've already, thankfully, Ginger was kind enough to supply us with tonight's official tarot spread. So I'm probably gonna be asking you guys for lots of input because I couldn't get my head around this evening. But
that's okay.
Right? It's okay. It's vampires. It's October. How hard can it be?
Exactly.
Come up with something. So I thought actually, and I thought it might be a fun way, at least in the beginning of this evening, just to talk about a little bit about how vampire themes and the reason, like, we all obviously have a passion and love and desire for vampires, right? And of course, because they inhabit the supernatural realm, and what we do with the tarot, right? If we qualify it, quantify it, it is supernatural work. We are looking for information that is being found other than normal means. We do create a sacred space where people sit down and fully 100%, you know, for the most part, will be like, you're a magical creature. You're this magical tarot reader. Tell me what you see. So this is supernatural work that we're doing. And I have to say, last night I was listening to the On Being podcast with Krista Tippett, which I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that podcast. It's wonderful.
No.
She was speaking with, I think it was a poet. No, she was talking with a sociologist just about people's inability to listen to each other these days, and really the topic was, why is it that people are so divided? Why is it that we have lost this ability to sit down and just hold space with another person who maybe has a differing opinion than us? And I was thinking about it in terms of tarot space and in terms of the space that we create when we read for others. And it transcends, I think, the space that we share among other tarotists, where we all have this common thing that we love. But it is the province of a tarot reader to create a space of listening, to create a space where the other person is seen. And I was like listening to this podcast like 4 o'clock in the morning, and but it struck me in normal times how much it means and how much we all strive to be seen by another for who we really are. I think it's what we look for in our love lives. I think it's what we look for in our friendships. And certainly this is what we give to people when we read for them. So to be continued. It's a really interesting, it's an interesting space that we hold as readers. Definitely a sacred space. But getting back,
what was the name of her podcast again?
Yeah, that was my question too.
Oh, On Being.
O-N and B-E-I-N-G.
B-E-I-N-G, On Being, with Krista Tippett. And she's, I can't even begin to tell you how phenomenal. She's won like Peabody Awards, and she has, you know, philosophers and writers, Mary Oliver. If you just go into like her best, like she's delicious.
Is she a CH or a K, Krista?
K, Krista.
Thank you.
And it'll come
One last question, that's off topic. Do we have a coupon code to register for your shadow class?
Oh, you should get a coupon code, shouldn't you? Because you're like, I should give you a coupon code.
Yeah.
Let me talk to my producer.
Okay.
Let me make a note. Let me make a note of that, because we had discussed coupon codes. Will you wait?
There's a place to enter it.
Yeah, I have to say though, I went through it. It's worth every single penny. Coupon code or not. It's worth every single penny. And the VIP night the night before.
Thank
I
you.
agree with Lisa. It's worth every bit, and you've got to do the night before. It just makes it such a great experience. Well, it's
Cool.
worth more than the cost by far.
Yeah, worth more than the cost. And I felt, because you've been doing this every week, I was like,
Yeah.
glad to give back on, I was glad to give back on that class. So,
Oh, thank you. But thank you for reminding me of that, because it's a great point. Like, why not? Like, why can't I give you guys a coupon code? So, all right, I'm gonna try and remember that. So, oh gosh, it's already 8:20. So I guess
Oh,
that went fast. Our hour,
yeah.
like this is Tuesday night. We should have like Tuesday night cocktails. All right. So what I did prepare for this evening, in the vampire universe. So I wanted to talk about vampiric supernatural traits, and I thought it might be fun, rather than lecturing the whole time, but that wasn't really a lecture, it was a discussion, that we could actually pull some cards for ourselves before we got to the official reading. So I wanted to take a look at, wait, how do I do it? There we go. Vampire qualities, and how we inhabit these vampiric qualities in our life. So, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is feeding off the life force of another. But in the vein of shadow work, rather than what takes our life away, like life force out of us, I like the idea of, what do we take from other people? How do we absorb, or quite literally take energy from other people? I don't know. Should we like pull cards for ourselves, or should we just discuss? What do you guys think?
Both can
Both.
oh,
Both? All right.
Both cards.
So let's pull a card. Let's each pull a card on how we take energy from others. I'm laughing at the one. And then I would love for one of you to tell me what card you got, and how perhaps you think that you are succubusing the energy off of another person in your
Oh
life.
dear. I don't want to be one of those.
We all are, we all are. And that's the,
How
I
do
got-
I
I got
succubus others?
So who wants to go? Who wants to share their card and go?
And go.
Nine
Nine
I
of Orbs
I got the. Oh, go ahead.
from Nine of Pentacles, actually.
The Nine of Pentacles. So how do you
Yes.
read that card, and how?
Dear.
I would say Nine of Pentacles is like a lot of things going on, it's like when you over measure of something, so when you think about getting energy from somebody else, cannot only be when you're taking the energy, but like I see more like a connection when like Mina is guiding Van Helsing and all the group, saying like Dracula is sleeping now, he's inside of his coffin, he's going, she's going to be guiding the group, telling everything. And sometimes I think the connection we can make, like kind of a vampire thing, when we connect to people, when you like thinking about somebody and this person calls you, or sometimes you are like saying something and then you see a podcast and the person say exactly what you're thinking, and you're like, say like, maybe you are connecting to people and they don't even know that you are connecting to them. It happened to me all the time. Sometimes I look at something and I think about something, and I see somebody on Facebook or whatever say like, they are thinking exactly the same thing. They are saying the same thing, so I think this is a kind of vampire connection, when you like can through the mind go inside the other people's mind.
Yeah,
and then see something like, over measuring, like blowing, exploding,
But I do think that the thing about vampires, right, are that they do use humans as food. So,
yeah.
so can anyone be brave
Yeah.
enough? And so when we're talking about energy, right? And when we're talking about how we like, if you think about the energy during a fight, especially if you're the instigator of a fight, where you throw this energy out and then they throw it back at you and there's this sucking back and forth. I don't know. Can anyone else speak to the card that they maybe a little more specifically about how you take from other people, how you take from maybe someone very close to you in your life?
This Teresa, I
Teresa.
got the three of disc, and it made me think about how, especially with my partner, I'm always asking, well, what do you think? What would you do? What advice? And I never take it. She's gotten to the point where she says, why do you even ask me? You never do what I suggest. So that's all I could think of with that card.
That's interesting. All right. We'll move to the next because our time is already like escaping from us. But that's interesting that you both also got Pentacles cards, right?
Yeah.
So that what you're taking from them is also something that.
Flesh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Give me some,
Groceries.
give me some flesh. give me some dinner. Give me some cookies. All right, so here's the classic vampires who can't go out into sunlight. So the question there that we want to talk about is, all right, again, this goes right back to the shadow work. What do I hide in the dark? What do I keep to myself? Now, unlike shadow work, which is oftentimes unconscious, I like the idea of what do you, and maybe you don't need to pull a card to find, but what do you purposely hide away from others that you consciously hide away? Let's pull a card on that. See what appears. What do you consciously hide away? Holly, your face just cracked me up. What'd you get? What is that? Death?
Death.
And how are you reading that card?
I don't know. I think, what do I consciously hide away? I mean, I suppose it's like sort of the kind of my own fear of like what it means to like have to start over and like become a new entity. Like, I guess I feel like sometimes I feel like I like people to think that I have more control than I have. So it's like sort of the unknown, the fear of the unknown that I sort of hide away, like, and I project a more knowing energy.
Yeah, right. Like, I got this. It's all under control.
Funny.
That's awesome. That's good. I'm just laughing because I got the devil, so I feel like that's an easy. That's an
Funny.
easy pull. Okay, let's see what next do we have here. Supernatural beauty. So, of course, vampires are seductive and irresistible, and each of us, of course, are also that. So with this question, what infuses me with a supernatural beauty? So I, as I'm sure many of you do, believe that when you are in that space where you are being true to yourself and you are in energy, that is the most supernaturally beautiful, compelling, charismatic, delicious place to be in. So I thought it would be interesting to pull a card and see what the tarot has to say about what infuses you with this supernatural, insanely gorgeous energy.
Can I show this?
Yes.
All right, I have to make myself big so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I am using the All Hallows deck. It was a privately published one a long time ago. This is the Queen of Discs or Pence, and she is a teacher. She has a blackboard behind her. So I am suffused with supernatural beauty when I am expounding and explaining to others and sharing my vast wisdom.
I love that, right? It's like you've swallowed the moon, right? when you're in that wonderful space. That's awesome. Okay, on to the next one.
Can I just show my card? I won't say anything, but
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Oh,
See that?
I love
There we
that
go.
deck. What
My
card is that?
favorite vampire movie.
That's the world card from the Vampire Tarot.
So how do you, just quick, tell me how you interpreted that.
Oh man, I put it away. Talking about beauty. Probably for me, it's delving in the spiritual world, and wanting to help the world, but doing it with grace. But she had a snake with her and a panther behind her, and just stealth and grace, really, I guess.
I love it.
I didn't give
Stealth,
much thought to the show.
I think stealth and grace is enough to make everybody supernaturally, compellingly beautiful and vibrant. So often in the vampire stories, we find this. Speaking, I think Claudia, you said this is one of your favorite vampire movies.
Yes.
When I pulled
My
what?
favorite vampire is in the movie with Brad Pitt, Antonio Banderas.
Oh yeah, interview with a vampire.
That one, oh my God, my favorite vampire. The favorite movie is this one.
Yeah, and I think of Gary Oldman in Bram Stoker's Dracula, the film for the early '90s, and that famous scene where he says, I've crossed oceans of time for you. So we see this because they're immortal. We see this love that is centuries old, which of course has also been hilariously made fun of in the TV show What We Do in the Shadows, when she calls to one of her lovers who comes from the decades to her. But this eternal love, which speaks to soulmates, which speaks to the reincarnation ideas that a lot of us have, the person that shows up in our life again and again. So yeah, we're not so different from the vampires, are we? I thought it would be really fun to pull a card and find out who or what, like we don't know, who or what is my soulmate. So let's shuffle and see what appears. And who wants to share?
I thought you were gonna pull the devil. Yeah, that was nice.
So you got the devil?
No, I thought you got the devil.
No. Interestingly, I got the Queen of Cups.
You are your own soulmate.
I complete me. Teresa, what do you have there? What are you showing?
Oh, I have the world, and I do believe I'm with my soulmate, and she's just made my world wonderful.
Aww.
Aww.
I love that. Tina, what do you have?
I have temperance, so I looked at that as like my archangels or my guides are my soulmates, but definitely like some type of angel. I was like,
That's beautiful. That just makes me think of a story where like sometimes like the guides are reincarnated, actually incarnate as lovers. Sometimes that's an interesting, I've never thought about that idea that that one of your guides could potentially have been a lover in a former or future life. That kind of brings a whole beautiful level.
oh yeah, I've had some intense past life regression, so yes.
I like that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I am single, but we'll see.
Yay. Okay, what else? I don't even remember what else I put on here. So let's see what's next. Oh, Lisa, this one's for you. Vampires versus werewolves, because I know some of you wanted to talk werewolves. So I got a nice photo of Joe naked in the woods. So the idea of like, what is the message behind this constant, because again, it's in so many different stories and films, vamps versus werewolves. And I like to think about it as kind of these two incredibly strong and compelling traits that maybe are fighting for to be seen inside of you, right? What again, this idea of duality, the kind of intellectual versus animalistic kind of thing, the sort of like effete vampire and the very earthly werewolf. So this would be pulling 2 cards to find out what are your 2 strongest traits, and how do they actually clash rather than work together, but how do they actually cause I don't know. Teresa, what? Oh, I thought you were holding your cards up. Anybody get anything interesting there? Bonnie, we haven't heard from you tonight.
Well, I think this is kind of interesting. I got the 3 of Pentacles for my vampire card and the 2 of Cups for my werewolf card.
Oh.
So I would say more than likely I'm probably more attracted to the werewolf guy, but maybe would be more stable with the vampire. I'm not exactly sure what to think, but I think it's an interesting combination.
Yeah, that is a really interesting combination. Again, from the 2 to the 3, but also from the Cups to the Pentacles.
Right.
Yeah, although both feminine, both the feminine suits. Interesting. Thank you for sharing.
Sure.
I got for my vampire the Queen of Wands, and I also pulled her for my supernatural beauty, and then for my werewolf, I got the 8 of Swords, and I can relate to that because I have a real battle with my negative self-talk.
And what was your vampire card again?
The Queen of Wands.
The Queen of Wands.
Well, she also was my supernatural beauty. I drew her for that too.
Right. That's interesting, and that's really, I mean, that's telling. I'm thinking again now, so you've got the 2 masculine suits, right? You've got the fire and you've got the swords coming up against each other, but with that repetitive Queen of Wands about you constantly staying in your, what's interesting, just really quickly, what leaps to mind for me is the fact that swords are often forged in fire, and that you, if there was a way that you could somehow change the swords, change those things in the fire of the Queen of Wands so that they become weapons of defense as opposed to weapons that you're self-inflicting on yourself.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
There might be something.
Thank you.
There. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now we got to the part where we're actually going to go off and read for each other. And Ginger was kind enough to send me this awesome spread. So Ginger, do you want to explain to everyone how to do the spread?
Oh. I actually have it in front of me.
And I went ahead and I wrote over your card so it would be
I tried to make the cards a little opaque so your picture stands through it, but no matter what I did, it wouldn't come out. So anyway, so the first one would be, in what area? Yeah, where is the life force energy being drained? What area in your life do you feel that your life force is being drained? The second one is since vampires do both, take life and give life. What area of life force energy needs to be infused? I can't read what you put. Where does energy?
Where does
in your life? Yeah, where in your life does your life force energy need to be infused? Where do you need your life force energy within your life right now? And then the last one, just a message from one of our eternal ancestors to help us through all this energy.
This is really practical. This is a really practical spread. I like it. I like it.
So first one, drain it. The second, what?
Infuse. An
Infuse.
infusion.
Where do you
Drain,
need, where do
infuse,
you
and-
need it? Yeah, where do you need that infusion in your life? And then
Than a message from the eternal anthem. And I think, and again, that's an interesting way to look at the energetic input and output of, right, all of the different areas in our life where is work draining us, is home life draining us out of, like, I'm going to be really interested to see how this spread works for all of you guys, because I think it's really practical. And I'm really appreciative that you did this. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Hey, are we back?
We're back, baby.
We're
Oh.
back in action. It's just
With
the
Holly,
three of
that's
us.
who I saw right now.
Hi, Lucian.
Hi,
Lucian,
hi, Holly.
how are you?
Very well. I've been in the West End today for the first time since.
Did you just say snowing?
No, I said I've been in the West End of London for the first
For the first time.
January.
Ah,
Strange.
How was it?
Well, quiet, strange, deserted, and very, very bleak.
And we're back.
A lot of shops closed. I went to Bond Street, Watkins Bookshop, went to Grosvenor Square, Mayfair, but it's just not the same. And I hadn't been there for like most of the year. Where I am in Hampstead, it's like it's not a sort of closed up area. There's a lot of countryside here, and it's very easy to think nothing's changed. It's only go into more central areas of London that are much more closed down than anywhere else. And it was quite unearthly. I had, and I've taken I made a couple of train journeys, but it's very odd indeed. I think it's been like this for a year or so. It's one of those things that's happened before, you know?
yeah, it's strange. It's the same thing in New York. Very strange to go into like Midtown Manhattan. Very ghost towny. Yeah.
So funny. I was saying to my husband tonight, we went to Bard College today to tour for my daughter.
Yay.
The only culture I'm getting this year is on these college tours where I'm like seeing art and like the energy of youth. And I'm like, oh, I was like, I miss New York so much. It feels like the people in New York miss New York. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but to end up tonight on a high point, did somebody want to speak about their reading? How this works for them?
I liked it. I liked how it, because I didn't try it out before after I made it. It's just very interesting because you do have a lot of give and take in life, and sometimes, I felt also that what was draining my energy was, again, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say, is what was also infusing. I had like the same subject matter in a whole, but yet I could take what was draining from it and what was infusing it at the same time. So, and then of course ancestor messages are always, I believe it was my grandmother that came through. She was spunky.
Aw,
That's wonderful.
Thanks, Gina.
you're welcome.
Yay. Yay. So guys, does anyone have a special request for a Halloween topic for next Tuesday? Anything off the top of your mind? No.
I have a request.
Yes.
Maybe not for next week, but maybe for the following, because we're gonna have 31st Halloween and your birthday. So we can make a party the Tuesday before with a little, a candle and, some cake,
Everybody put a cupcake in front of them and blow it.
something like that. That's what I was thinking because
That's not a bad idea. Let's like the week of Halloween prior.
the week of Halloween is going to be, I think, Friday. I don't know. And it's going to be her birthday, Sasha's birthday. So we can make a birthday party, well, a Halloween party.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we celebrate for ourselves too, the fact that it's Halloween coming.
Yes. Lots to celebrate. A lot to celebrate.
Maybe we can each pull one card for Sasha's birthday.
There
For
you
her
go.
birthday.
I like that
Yeah,
idea.
that's a nice idea. So
Yeah, like a New Year spread, right?
Yeah.
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 I like that.
Take you up on
idea.
that for sure, for
So
sure.
are-
And then everybody brings something fun, like to drink or a treat to eat. Like let's like really turn it into like a Halloween party for like
Is-
that's a great idea.
Okay.
are we talking a week tonight or 2 weeks tonight?
2 weeks.
No, it's going to be 2 weeks tonight,
2
right?
weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Halloween week.
Yep,
The
okay.
Halloween week, yes, the Halloween week.
All right, you guys.
Or we can dress up.
And you can definitely dress up.
Awesome. Love it.
And maybe we'll extend it past 9 o'clock for anybody who wants to hang out.
And then we can make the meeting a little bigger than 1 hour.
Yeah. Let's do it. I like
How
it.
about next week something like the little things that are creepy, like I'm on YouTube and I get these I play nothing but like Halloween style music from September to November. I just love the music, and especially haunted music box type things. And I found this one channel that does creepy doll music. So I was thinking the little things that are creepy, the creepy little things.
Great idea, like shadow people, creepy
Yeah.
dolls.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
fabulous. All right,
great
done. Thank you, Ginger. That's perfect. All right, I'm gonna lead us out with our card for the week, which is the Wheel of Fortune.
Oh.
Loving that. So the energy and propulsion of like the awesomeness of tonight leading you forward so that you're like spinning that. It's the kind of the what's the spinning fairy tale? I don't even remember.
Rapunzel.
Oh,
No,
Rapunzel.
not Rapunzel, is it?
No, it's
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Right, with the golden threads. So wait,
Yes.
so may we be connecting to our golden threads this week.
Yes.
Ooh, that's very nice.
Yeah, and keeping
Yeah, I
ourselves
like that.
centered as the wheels of revolution are bringing us closer to the greatest time. Yay! Thanks, you guys. Thanks so much for joining again. So much fun to see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
Sasha.
Thank you, Sasha. So nice.
Bye,
Good night,
everybody.
everyone.
Everybody.
Have a happy everyone.
Bye.
Everyone too.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.